Stick Time.
Okay, welcome everybody to episode of Stick Time, the podcast. I'm Big C, aka Mr. Living Life, aka It's a Wonderful World, aka Not Your Average Guy. So anyway, you know exactly what time it is. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm saying, and we're gonna get right into it, man. You know, sit down, have a smoke and a drink with your boy. You know, I'm doing the blue cohiba today. You know, so we're gonna give it. Matter of fact, you know, I'm gonna give it a V cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a V cut this time. You know, yeah, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? And let's give this a nice light. Mm-hmm. It's lit pretty good. And I'm gonna pair this with some Patron. Just a little bit today, not too much. You know. And here we go. Cheers, everyone. That's good. So today, I switched it up a little bit. By the way, as I always say, you know, Big C's my name. Stick Times Podcast. Big C-BX is the channel. Please subscribe to that. You know, take a look at some of the stuff I got on there. Some really good stuff on their channel. You know, so, you know, take a look, subscribe, you know, comment, you know, do all that stuff. You know, but so I'm gonna get into it today. Today I'm talking about financial stability right now. You know, a lot of stuff is going on. You know, Trump is in the news. These tariffs that's he's putting out. You know, he wants to put tariffs on goods coming in from China, tariffs on goods coming in from Europe, coming in from Mexico, etc., etc. You know, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. You know, you've seen a lot of like how it's affecting the stock market, and you know, the Dow Jones has been going up and down the past few days. I think it's, you know, and so people are a little uneasy. The key here is to think about it like this. These tariffs are going to affect everything that you buy. So, you know, what's going to happen is that goods that come in from other countries, they're going to get taxed basically. And that tax is going to be put on the consumer, because the corporations and companies, they're not going to pay it. They're going to mark up the price of whatever they're selling. So look for prices to go up on just about everything. Okay. Now that means, you know, cars, electronics, everything. And what effect that has is the stock market. You have a lot of stocks that are on the, you know, that are traded, that depend on getting whether it's equipment or whether it's things they need to manufacture the goods from other countries. So that's why you have, you know, stocks like Apple and Amazon and Ford and Tesla going down, you know, because people are uneasy, you know, about these tariffs. But don't fret if you are invested into the market, and shout to all the people that are invested in the market. I mean, it's a great thing to do. Even if you're not invested in the market, you know what? If you got a 401k, guess what? You're invested in the market, because most 401ks, that money that you put in is invested in the market in some kind of way. In a situation like this, what I would tell people to do is to hold anything that you have. Do not sell don't get scared, because the market goes up and down, and when it goes down, it always rebounds. A lot of times what's going on is that people sometimes want people to sell so that they can buy those shares on the cheap, on the low. And then when the market goes up, they make a profit. That's the American way. Okay? So be cognizant of that, take it easy. If you have some extra money, while these stocks are at low prices, the shares are low, buy a couple, buy a couple and just let it marinate, you can buy on TD Ameritrade, you can buy on Charles Schwab, Robinhood, Webull, all those different outlets. And, just pick out, you can pick out a blue chip stock, low risk, and buy a couple. Can't lose. Just hold it and, watch it go up. And as I said, the market always rebounds. That's why you have the terms bear market and bull market. Bear market is when the market's going down. Bull market is when the market's going up. Right now, they're saying the market's in a correction mode. Correction mode means that the market was high and it's correcting itself, so it's going down. Trump had a lot to do with that by putting these tariffs out. He put the market in correction mode. He can bring it out by just saying he's going to pause the tariffs. So he's kind of manipulating the market. And, with that being said, the best thing to do again is just to stand firm, because with the manipulation of the market, when the shares of stocks are low, people want to buy. And that's what you want to do. You want to buy. And then when the shares are up in value, you want to sell. And that's just, it's basic. It's not rocket science. So in that regard, you can't lose. If you want to do some other things, hey, now's a good time to buy gold, like that. You can also buy treasury bills, things like that, because, those are normally, they're low risk and they're pretty good investments. So, you can definitely, do that, and that's a good way to go as well. So, with that being said, just and just be smart. You don't want to really buy too much right now. Well, if you kind of want to take it easy a little bit and to see what's going on. I mean, these tariffs are coming, but I mean, he just paused them for 90 days, so he says. We'll see. Because he's a loose cannon, he can change his mind. Like I said, he's manipulating the market. So, people are watching to see what he's going to say, what he's going to do, and that makes the market go up 1,000 points or down 1,000 points. So, it's very volatile right now, very, very unpredictable right now. So I would say definitely, if you're invested, don't worry, stand firm. If you're, your 401k, don't worry. Stand firm. Because like I said, it always rebounds. So you really have nothing to worry about there. But certain products are gonna go up. Hey, I might have to pay more for this bottle of Patron. If you want to get champagne, French champagne, you may have to pay more for that. But this is what he's doing. He was saying that the United States was ripped off for years with the trade situation, and now he wants an even playing field. So, he's saying be patient, but we'll see how it all works out. We'll see how it all works out. So, just wanted to give a little bit of enlightenment to people. All my investors out there. Shout to all my investors. Got that portfolio. What I'm saying? It is what it is. Shout to everybody that's watching the market, watching the Dow Jones, watching the S&P. That's what we're doing. Definitely. Happy that, for everyone that decided to sit down and have a smoke with me, have a drink with me. You know what it is. And like I said, I got some good stuff coming up. Got a few people coming on the show, setting up some interviews actually right now with a couple of people. Just gonna chop it up. just do it that way. I have a couple of virtual guests and a couple of in-studio guests. So man, I got some things coming, and I'm also going on location. So I mean, definitely doing it. Definitely doing it. I'd like to thank everybody that's been watching and supporting. I appreciate that. Definitely do. A lot of places that I've been very supportive. As I've said, I mean, shout to Drea's nightclub. Shout to Click and the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Shout to a lot of different places that have been, again, very supportive. So and I definitely appreciate that. Like I said, we're just getting started, man. So subscribe to the channel, enjoy the ride. You know what it is. It's Big C. Oh, and lastly, by the way, I don't have a hat on today. You know what I'm saying? I said, I wasn't going to wear a hat today. Because, y'all might be thinking I don't have no hair. I got a little bit of hair left. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit. I can stick and move with it. You know what I'm saying? Smooth. I can, I'm not Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? So, letting it flow a little bit. Let it flow today. Let the hair flow. Let your soul glow. Like Coming to America. Shout to Eddie Murphy. Arsenio Hall and all that. But it is what it is. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. As always, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's Big C, Stick Time to Podcast. That's what it is. You know what? Peace.